Yo, what up, Sinners? Infinite Sin back with another reaction today. We are doing a little roll along, trying to get some videos done, knocked out. I've got a bunch of run episodes I gotta do today. I just did a fan-made video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I hope everything worked out with you guys on that one. I've been busy, you guys. I've had some ear problems. Haven't been able to hear. I finally got it back. We're back with everything going on today. I've got a ton of stuff planned out for the rest of the month. I've got a ton of stuff planned out for all of September, and I've got a ton of stuff planned out for all of October. I'm going to be busy in these next months, and while I'm reading the notes, because I'm reading the actual book notes right now and working on the webtoon, I'm doing some filler stuff. I was supposed to move to Joke by RM after we did Do You, but then all this stuff happened in between, and I'm kind of on a kick where I'm just kind of jumping around right now, so I'm going to do August D, and I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoy it, guys. If you don't already do so, follow me on Twitter. Go check out my Patreon. You want early access to all my stuff and access to run episodes. We're going to be expanding some of the tiers that we have. Higher tiers are going to be getting 2 extra episodes of a new series beyond run episodes, and the highest tier is going to have access to the Discord server. So if you want to communicate with me directly, you want access to me at all times. I don't know why you would, but if you do, and if you want to like join the group and have fun communicating, talking, go ahead and check that out. Come September, we are going to be starting that, so y'all be ready for that. If you're not already in it, go check it out and see what it's all about. Without further ado, we are going to get started with this. This is August D. If you're new and you don't know how I run things, I watch the reaction, I analyze the lyrics, I check the visuals. If you are only here for the reaction, you can cut out after that. I completely understand, but for the rest of you who are here to see everything and anything about this song, let's get this bread. So like James Brown.
그만 형들과 다른 유명인의 하급 상태함 센 놈은 덤벼 어떤 이는 내가 이 자리를 쉽게 앉았다고 해요 Fucking 나 성공과 거리가 먼 형들 사이 눈을 가시네요 솔직히 사이 한월 쪽팔려 이제 1년에 50만 장 팔아 K-POP이란 카테고리 날 담기에는 사이즈가 다른 그래 알았어 가고 싶다면 first class 예약해봐 my CDs and business 너네 걸음을 평생 내 뒤지 kissing my ass Time open up and boy Passing to New York yeah shit 좀 없는 내 passport A to the G to the U to the F to D I'm the boy Because I feel I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩보다 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 A to the G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 난 베끼는 걸 베끼는 놈을 좁아다가 후배는 선배는 제끼는 놈 놈팽이는 내가 베끼는 그를 베끼는 역사를 바닥에 새기는 몸도 재미도 없는 래퍼들 사이에서는 남들보다 더 챙기는 목 잘 나가는 덕에 바뀌는 뺏긴 형들의 시기 절수덕에 생기는 난 좁도 상관 안 해요 네가 길 삽질할 때 간단하게 네가 판무도 맨날 생매장 안 해요 난 맨날 감당 안 돼요 약실하는 다수의 래퍼들 내가 알도를 알고 새 감사하기 I'm busy I'm busy 24/7 시기 머신이 힘이 시길 넣지 네 끼리끼리 놀아주기 시기와 지기만 남은 자들의 곡속 무슨 중간지를 몰라 Paris to New York damn shit 좀 없는 내 스타일 A to the G to the U to the F to D I'm the boy Because I feel I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩보다 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 I'm sorry 진심 미안해 네 파크를 뺏은 게 나라서 난 미안해 boy sorry 분노는 지향해 유일한 자산 건강 잃으면 네 엄마 속상하셔 I'm sorry 직업을 전향해 삽질하는 게 예사폼이 아니야 전향해 I'm sorry 진심이 미안해 네 래퍼가 나보다 못하는 것에 대해 A to the G to the U to the F to D I'm the boy Because I'm 불안해 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 마탐 테크놀로지.
Damn. Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about it for a minute. Hey, I always love the beats to their songs. Like the composition to most of their music, everything that I've heard so far has been fantastic. I'm never disappointed with it. It's always really hype, really catchy, really bumping. Something that I could just kind of slam to put it on some subs and just let it bump, you know, and it would just shake the house. And I'm always pleased with that. Lyrically, killing it. I'm always fascinated by what they call the tongue technology. I think it's like an amazingly coined term by them. The tongue technology is amazing, not just by him, but by RM as well. They both have their own skills at it, and it's awesome to see. It's awesome. We are going to break down the lyrics to it. It sounds like a diss track. From what I saw in the lyrics that I could keep up with, it's definitely a diss track and throwbacks to our earlier days when we were doing reactions to these guys and where they came from. Really a jump back to their roots. It's nice to walk in and revisit that and be like, man, I haven't been in here for a while. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be the end of the reaction, guys. I'm going to go ahead and analyze the lyrics and break down the visuals. There's a lot of stuff I was looking at that refers to the lyrics, so they kind of coincide together. But if you're only here for the reaction, that's the reaction. I'm gonna jump into the rest of it. If you're here for the rest of it, y'all stick by. I will be right back, and we will get started on this. Okay, so we're back with the lyrics. You guys know how I do things here. We are going to review the song. It'll play with the lyrics in the side. I will go through it. I will pause. I will make my references, and we will move forward on to the next part. And for those of you who are new, all you have to do is sit back and relax. If you've never heard this song before, we're about to figure out what it says in the lyrics for those of you who didn't catch it at first. Now, the music video and dual set had two different translations, and I was, in the beginning when I started all of this, it was like, what does a translation mean? What gets lost in translation? How can I kind of decipher it and simplify it and make it easier for the viewers to understand? And that's kind of the goal we have here when we break this down. I'm sure that most of you guys have done all of your research on every song that's ever come out and probably know a little bit more than me. But I'll make my best inference for anyone who hasn't ever done that or still lost in this fact. And I am no way a professional at this, but I do enjoy doing this. It is very nice to break down songs, figure out what they may be trying to say, and who knows, we may see something that you guys hadn't seen before. It's always worth a watch. So if you're still here from the reaction, sit back and let's go ahead and get into the lyrics.
다짐을 받은 whole world concert get monkey in the nation 그 못해만 형들과 다른 유명인의 하극상 damn 센 놈만 덤벼 어떤 이는 내가 이 자리에 쉽게 앉았다고 해요 fucking 난 성공과 거리가 먼 형들 사이 눈에 가시네요 솔직히 싸이 한 월 쪽팔려 이제 1년에 50만 장 팔아 K-POP이란 카테고리 날 담기에는 사이즈가 다른 왜 앞서 가고 싶다면 first class 예약해봐 my CDs is business 넌 이코노미 평생 내 뒤지 kissing my ass I'm open up billboard Brazil to New York yeah shit I'm on the passport A to the G to the U to the F to D I'm the boy because I'm what I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 마탐 테크놀로지 A to the.
Alright, so we're going to stop right there. We're going to review that first part. There's a lot that went on in here. I'm going to break it down as simply as I can, try to make this easy for everyone. So what he's saying is he's the new thing, right? He got picked up because he gets picked on because he's new to the scene, right? Anybody who knows anything about that general genre is that if you don't fit the stereotype, you get made fun of. It happened with Eminem. It happened with Vanilla Ice, typically because they're both white guys in a predominantly African American dominated genre, and it doesn't have anything to do with their ability. It's just the fact that the color of their skin made it hard for them to get into the scene at first. Now, it's a sad thing, but it's what's going on with the world, and it's the cruelty of the situation. Now, are they good? I think independently, yes, they have their own great abilities. I think Eminem has defined the genre of hip hop in more ways than I can ever imagine. And Vanilla Ice, who doesn't like Little Ice Ice Baby or Go Ninja Go? You know, so I mean, it's about what you do, not about what you look like, and that predominantly will determine your success. And so I feel like he's talking about, since he's new to this, he's known as an idol. It's going to be harder for him to jump in because people are giving him BS because of it. And let's see, where are we at? So on the next part, he says worldwide Asia, where our concert is fairly well received. So he once again reiterating, he's coming in from this K-pop group, and I know that you guys say they're not K-pop, but let's classify it for what it is at the moment. He's coming in from a K-pop group, and he's trying to be an individual rapper, and people are giving him crap for it, and they're very well received. It's like and it doesn't have to do with the hip hop world. It could be with anything. So like, let's say they wanted to come to America and do this, right? It was like, well, they love us in Asia, so it could be a mentality of the fact that they're just very confident in the ability. He's very confident in the ability that he can do this because they loved him before. Why wouldn't they love him again, right? And say, you could be my new thing. I'm different from the Hyungs neglecting their duty. So in this term, I feel like Hyung's being older brother is the people, his senior, the people who have been there for a long time. He works hard. Let's see what I wrote down. It said, you could be my new thing. I'm different. I work hard, and you're gonna have to fight to stop him, essentially, right? And he's coming in where these people have been there their whole life, and they're just kind of sleeping on the game, and he's about to shake it up, and I think that's really cool. So mutiny by celebrity. Damn, the only strong ones are welcome to mess with me, because like, you can pick on them all day, but if you ain't got the game to back it up, what are you even doing talking smack? So, some say I got where I am too easily, right? And it's just like too easy. Like, dude, F you. Like, you can't just say it was given to me. I worked hard at it. People still talk smack about them as they were becoming success as a group, not even individually, but as a group. And it's like, you don't know what I've been through. You're like, you may have seen what you've seen, but you don't know the struggles that I've overcome in order to get to where I am. Don't doubt me. So, because if you've got the capability, you've got the capability. And the best thing in the world to me is seeing the underdog come through. Because it's just like, we all root for the underdog. I don't care who you are. You're never going to root for the villain if the underdog has even the slightest chance to win. And it's just so cool that he can express that, because we all feel that way at some point in time. So he's like, let's see. It says, frankly speaking, I'm embarrassed about. I wish I remembered the way to say this. Sinawar. We sell 500,000 copies in a year now. So flexing. He's flexing about the ability to make album sales go through. And in the orange, it says, I guess that's orange or green. I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses. It says, in Cinewar, released in October 2013, Sugar brags about selling 30,000 copies of their debut album as of November 2018. Over 2 million copies of BTS's latest album, Love Yourself Answer, have been sold. And it's just a flex. That's all that was. So the K-pop reference here says, to be contained in a category called K-pop, my size is different. And then, so, but he's basically saying he's bigger than K-pop. He can do more than K-pop. Can you even classify them in K-pop? Because they are better than everyone else in the genre already. Why does he have to be limited to only being great in that section of music, and it's such a true question. I mean, like, it's so true, you know. So yeah, if you want to get ahead of me, try booking first class. My seat is business, your economy. Forever you're behind me, kiss my ass. Now, I don't know if most of you have taken flights. I know some of y'all haven't. Majority of y'all probably have. But in the lineup of flights, I know that first class is usually always at the front of the plane, right? And the only way you can get ahead of him if he's doing business, it's just usually right in the middle, close to the door, is to be in first class. The only way you're ever going to be ahead of him. And even still, you know, like, what does that even mean? That's just where you're sitting. That doesn't mean that's where you are, you know, because first class, they get the priority everything. They get food first. They get on the plane first. They get off the plane first. They've got better seats. They've got a nicer bathroom. Like, it just, he's just making a reference of, you may be sitting pretty, but that doesn't mean you're better than me. And so he said, the next goal is Billboard from Brazil to New York. I'm about to burn this passport up because I'm going to be traveling so much. Because he's going to have that full calendar. And he's just flexing really, really hard. And well deserved as well, especially after what they went through with their interviews and people dissing him. It says a lot about what the song's trying to portray.
G to the U to the FTD, A to the G to the U to the FTD, A to the G to the U to the FTD. 홍콩을 보내는 막상 태어나서
Alright, so I think, okay, on this part it says A to the G to the U to the STD. Now Agust D spelled backwards is D sugar. I don't even know how to say D sugar. So, which is a combination of DT, which is downtown, Daegu. I hope I said Daegu. I don't know. Y'all know how to say it. Y'all can tell me. I've already forgotten. And sugar. So it's a combination of the two pushed into each other, which is, you know, just a really cool way to show your lyrical ability and how you can intertwine things. And I think that's really neat. It's like people ask me, why did you spell your name with a 1 and a 3 instead of an I and an E? And I'm like, look, all right, I was coming up with a name, and I was trying to think about, like, what really, like, screamed at me. And I wanted the word sin, because, like, if you get killed by sin, because sin destroys us all, right? How much of a sin, how big of a sin, like, was I trying to portray in the name? I was like, well, infinite. It's infinite. Like, sin is infinite. There is no big or small. Every sin is equal in its own right. In terms of, if you sin, that's it. That's it. Doesn't matter, big or small, you sinned, right? And then I was like, how can I make it ominous? And then I was like, oh, I could put the number 13 in it, but it just seemed weird to be the 13th infinite sin. So I was like, no. I was like, I want 13 in it because it's an ominous number. It's an unlucky number. And I was like, I'll just replace the I and the E with the 1 and a 3 and have everything I need right there. And that's kind of how I came up with that name. It's a rearranging of words and letters to mean different things, and at the same time mean what you want it to mean. So I can respect him for that. He says, I'm D because, boy, I'm from D, which is downtown, Daegu. I'm an insane bastard, a lunatic on the beat. Now, I say something different in this, but, you know, it says, my tongue technology that sends you to Hong Kong with my rap. And I thought this was interesting because he says, my tongue technology sends you to Hong Kong with my rap. It's going to, or sending someone to Hong Kong in Korean slang means feeling or making someone feel orgasm. Orgasmic feeling, that blissful, tingly dopamine release in your body. His rapping is almost as addictive as that same feeling you get from that experience. So his rapping is orgasmic. That's a simple breakdown of what that's supposed to be spitting at you. All right, so we're gonna go through the next section until we hit the chorus. and we'll go from here.
걸 베끼는 놈을 좁아다가 후배는 선배는 작게는 놈 팽이는 내가 베끼는 그를 베끼는 역사를 바닥에 새기는 몸도 재미도 없는 래퍼들 사이에서는 남들보다 더 챙기는 목 잘 나가는 덕에 바뀌는 베끼는 형들의 시기 절수덕에 생기는 난 좁다 상관 안 해요 네가 걔 삽질할 때 간단하게 네가 판무도 맨날 생매장 안 해요 난 맨날 감당 안 돼요 약실하는 다수 래퍼는 내가 알도를 하고 새 감사하지 항상 busy I'm busy 24/7 시기 머신이 힘이 시길 넣지 네 끼리끼리 놀아주기 시기와 지기만 남은 자들의 곱속 무슨 중한지를 몰라 Paris to New York damn shit 없는 내 스타일 A to the Z
God, he moves so fast. I can't get over it. Okay, so that was slightly hard to keep up with. Let me see where I'm at. Alright. So we start here. It says, oh, bastard who takes bastards who copy some other copiers and sort them out, whether they're my senior or junior. And it's just like, where does it say? It says, basically he's saying in all this, he says, when I'm a bastard or whack or fake, I'm the one who carves the history on the ground, right? What he's saying is I'm the alpha, I'm the original amongst all of these fakes and copiers, no matter what the age. I can still beat you. I'm still slightly better than you, or I'm still way better than you. And he said no matter who you think I am, he's basically rewriting the way people think about the artist in the genre because it's never been done before. And I can respect that. I admire that, actually. It's very nice to be new. To come into a land you've never explored or no one's ever seen someone do it before, and you just set the precedent, says a lot about you. And to have the confidence that you're not going to fail. You may have thought he was going to fail, but to have the cockiness to just come in and be like, I'm about to all of you, you know, and it's just like that aura, it screams at you, and it's something that people respect when you walk in. It may not be something everyone respects, but it's something that I respect. When someone comes in and they have that confidence about them, even if they've never done it before, but even if they don't feel confident, but they portray the confidence of, hey, I'm about to shit up, you know, like I'm not giving up. Those are the people I want on my team because they're the ones that try, you know, and you want that. So, among the rappers who are not even fun, I'm the one who always takes more share than others. And it's basically saying, I'm going to be selfish with this, so y'all need to be ready, you know? Because if y'all aren't going to do it, I'm going to do it. I'm about to show you. I'm about to take everything away from y'all. And it said, the noise created by the jealousy of the Hyungs, the originals, the ones in the game already, who will lose their job thanks to my success. And he's basically stirring the pot. Adding on to the effects of, you know, you guys aren't going to know what to do. Once this is over, you guys aren't going to have anything left. The literal translation would be jealousy of Hyungs who will lose their rice bowl. Or, a rice bowl also means someone's job or source of income, it's essentially. So, Mr. Heyo, I don't care when you fucking mess things up. I simply bury you alive in the grave that you dug for yourself. Let me see. I wrote everything down, so y'all let me refer to my notes real quick. Okay. It says literally means to shovel. So to shovel, but is also used as a slang to describe someone's messing up their job or wasting their time. Suga is using both meanings in the above two lines. By wasting their time and shoveling, they're digging their own grave and ruining their career. And so, like, you can talk all the smack you want, but you're wasting your time. You're using your time unwisely, and in the process you can talk all the shit you want, but he's just gonna surpass you by doing his thing. And it's like, don't worry about the haters, just do your thing. It says a number of druggy rappers should be thankful that I'm an idol, and that's a pretty huge line. Think about this. In the hip-hop world, most of the portrayals that you see in music videos, today's image, not even today's image, it's probably in the past too, you know, gangster rap, all that kind of stuff, they portray an image of someone who's in a rough lifestyle, who is involved with drugs and violence and alcohol and guns and all kinds of things. Like, I grew up, I'm a white, like, and I mean this in the most positive way, I'm as white as they come. Like, I've never seen anybody get shot. I've never been exposed to a robbery. I've never been held up or anything. And I was very sheltered. That's a better way to say it. It doesn't even have to do with my race. I was very sheltered. So I've never been exposed to any of these kinds of things. But the hip hop genre expresses the appeal of that lifestyle. And it's different for someone who's never been exposed to that, I guess, those aspects, to come in and start participating amongst those individuals. And it's just really, it's like Will Smith. Like Will Smith, he came in the rap game and he really didn't like cuss or really do anything back in the late 90s when he got into the game or whatever. And it was different. But he still did well. And a lot of it had to do with his television success and his previous rap experience. But it was interesting and refreshing to see someone come in and do what they did without having to go to that level. They did it a different way. They still found success, but they did it their own way. And it's very nice to see. And I think that's what he's trying to say here, is that I'm going to do things my way. You guys should be thankful. I'm a positive image to come in here, and I give your kids or whoever you are the opportunity to admire someone who isn't involved in all these negative aspects. And it's a change. It's really nice. Basically saying he's the change that you should be happy to see. So Korea has strict laws and regulations regarding recreational drug use, societal norm who also associates drug users with weak mentality or dissolute lifestyle. Now, I don't know how many of my viewers have had or are involved with any kind of drug-related issues. In my past, I have been exposed to many things. I've been exposed to a few things. I used to be a marijuana smoker for the longest period of time. And I know marijuana is not a drug, but it is illegal in Texas, right? So here it is kind of a taboo. Not so much as it is today in other states, but it's still very, very frowned upon, and it is illegal here. So I have had my own exposure to an extent, very light extent, and the one thing I can say about it is that when I was under the influence of any kind of drug, be it marijuana or otherwise, the one thing that I didn't like about it the most was the lack of control I had over my surroundings and myself and my ability to maintain my composure. It was also the thing that I enjoyed the most about it. So it was dangerous, and I would call it a dissolute lifestyle. And I would say that it's not necessarily a weak mentality, but it is not the most fitted mentality at that. So, but have been clean for a long time now. Very happy to be in this situation, and glad to have learned from the things that I've done in the past. Now, moving forward with this, he says, "'Cause I'm busy 24/7. What even is rest? I hope those who already missed their timing would play along themselves. The wailing of those who only have jealousy and childishness remaining." And it's basically saying busy 24/7 because, like, dude, what's rest? I work all the time. I hope those who already missed their timing would play amongst themselves. It's like, look, you've already wasted your time. If your time's up, you can't do anything about it. Stop whining. Those they don't know what's important. And it's true. They had their opportunity and they blew it. Paris to New York, damn, my schedule, no time to rest. And it's just basically flexing again, saying it's like, I'm going all over the world now. And instead of being popular in just Asia, he's now succeeded to worldwide notoriety.
To the U, to the S, to the I'm the boy because I'm what I'm the 난 미친놈 비투위에 lunatic 내보다 헝컹을 보내는 마타이 퇴근하라지. Hey to the G, to the U, to the S, to the Hey to the G, to the U, to the S, to the Hey to the G, to the U, to the S, to the 헝컹을 보내는 마타이 퇴근하라지. I'm sorry 진심 미안해 네 밖으로 뺏은 게 나라서 난 미안해 boy sorry 분노는 지향해 유일한 자산 건강 잃으면 네마 속상하셔 I'm sorry 직업을 전향해 삽질하는 게 예사폼이 아니야 전향해 I'm sorry 진심이 미안해 네 래퍼가 나보다 못하는 것에 대해 A to the C to the U to the S to D I'm the boy because I'm but I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 루나틱 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 마탕 테크놀로지.
And that's it. That's the lyrics, you guys. The last part of it we'll go over real quick. He's basically just reiterating how sorry he is that you guys wasted your time. Sorry that I'm the one who took away your job. I'm sorry, your health is all you have, and your mom will be sad if you lose it, which is very true. The way you mess things up is quite abnormal. That your rapper is not as good as me. Now, referring to your rapper is talking about a record company. I'm an insane bastard, a lunatic on the beat. Can't mess with the tongue technology. So, big diss track coming from Sugar. Sugar has the skills of a god when it comes to spitting, and I am thoroughly impressed as normal. We now understand the meaning behind this. I mean, most of you guys understood, but now we have a more in-depth look. I've rambled for about 20 minutes on this. It's time to go back and look at the visuals. So I'm gonna cut all this stuff right here and right here off and get back on full screen with this in the corner, and I will be right back, you guys. All right, and we're back. We're going to take a look at the visuals on this and see if we notice anything, if we can compare it to the song. Let me rewind it because you guys, like, we just got done watching it. We're going to see what we see. You know, if we notice anything that has any kind of reference, we'll go ahead and turn these closed captions off. You guys know my eyes. We're just going to see what we see. Okay, so first thing I notice is the handcuffs, him being restricted to the chair. It looks like he's being tied up and tortured in this dirty, dank, whatever room he's in. Things are on fire, not just one thing and multiple things. So it's like the world is on fire around him and he feels chained down. My take. Not necessarily what's going on, but that's my take.
다짐을 받아 Whole concert get monkey in the nation 그 못해만 형들과 다르 유명인의 하극상 damn 센 놈을 덤벼 어떤 이는 내가 이 자리에 쉽게 앉았다고 해요 Fucking 나 성공과 거리가 먼 형들 사이 눈을 가시네요 솔직히 싸이 한월 쪽팔려 이제 1년에 50만 장 팔아 K-POP이란 카테고리 날 담게 하는 사이트가 다른 그래 없어 가고 싶다면 first class 예약해봐 my CDs is business 넌 내 column 평생 내 뒤지 kissing my ass I'm open up and boy Passer to New York yeah shit come on that passport A to the C to the U to the F to D I'm the boy because I'm but I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 마탕 테크놀로지 A to the.
So if you look at the surroundings that are going on with him, he's in like an old trailer home, right? We know that this is an 18-wheeler, but he's in a trailer home. He's basically cuffed to a chair. He's it looked like he kicked a bottle of pills off the counter almost, and his surroundings are not the best. It's almost like a call out to where he came from. Like he's not rich, and he might have come from a like dirty upbringing or like not so fortunate upbringing, and he it's not he's. It's been holding him back, but he's about to break free, essentially. Oh, okay, it's a knife. It's a knife, my bad. But he's duct tape, and he's using the knife to cut free. Notice that as he breaks free, his verses start spitting like crazy.
놈을 잡아다가 후배들 선배들 자기는 놈 팽이든 내가 vä기든 그래 vä기든 역사를 바닥에 새기는 몸도 재미도 없는 래퍼들 사이에서는 남들보다 더 챙기는 목 잘 나가는 덕에 밖으로 뺏긴 형들의 시기 절수등에 생기는 난 좁다 상관 안 해요 네가 걔 삽질할 때 간단하게 네가 판무도 맨날 생매장 안 해요 난 맨날 감당 안 돼요 약질하는 다수 래퍼들 내가 아이돌이라고 생각하지 항상 busy I'm busy 24/7 시기 무시 네 힘이 시기를 넣지 네 끼리끼리 놀아주기 시기 와치기만 남은 자들의 곡속 무슨 숨어지를 몰라 Paris to New York damn shit 좀 없는 내 schedule A to the C
Breaking free from those surroundings.
To the U to the F to D I'm the boy because I'm what I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 A to the G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D A to the G to the U to the F to D 홍콩을 보내는 my time 퇴근하라지 I'm sorry 진심 미안해 네 밖으로 뺏은 게 나라서 난 미안해 boy sorry 분노는 지향해 유일한 자산 건강 잃으면 네마 속상하 I'm sorry 직업을 전향해 삽질하는 게 예사폼이 아니야 전향해 I'm sorry 진심이 미안해 네 래퍼가 나보다 못하는 것에 대해 A to the G to the U to the F to D I'm the boy because I'm what I'm the 난 미친놈 비트 위에 lunatic 랩으로 홍콩을 보내는 만큼 퇴근하라지
So let's talk about this real quick. You notice that in other music videos of the hip-hop nature is usually either a story going on or there's, you know, the typical American westernized hip-hop music videos where they're throwing money everywhere and there's nice cars and girls and the lack of clothing and dancing, everybody's having a good time, drinking, whatever. None of that is happening in this video. None of it. And he's making it seem as like grungy and dirty as possible because that's what he's bringing to put on these other people in the rap genre. And I think that you know, that's not necessarily his tastes, but that is the message he's trying to push, is that you don't have to be of a certain particular stereotype to fit in a world where you're not normally you're not normally exposed to it. So it just goes to show you that you don't need to be scared to be you, and I feel like the message comes across. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. This has been an interesting review of Agust D, and it was definitely a great song. You guys were not lying when you said that he has the bars to spit. I definitely feel the angst coming out of this, the anger and the frustration towards people who've doubted him. And don't ever, if anything you take away from this message, don't ever let anyone tell you that you are not capable of doing something, especially if you really want to do it, especially if you know you can do it. And if you think you can do it, try it, because you never know until you do. Guys, I love you. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay healthy. I'm getting out of here. I will check you guys later.